The end is nigh, guys, because Jim Kramer comes out with a crazy warning. Is he going to be correct this time or not? In today's video, gold, silver, precious metals are giving the biggest warning of them all, and nobody's paying attention, but we must, because the collapse is definitely near. From Jim Kramer, congratulations for a very impressive, important book. Okay, so Andrew Ross, New York Times best-selling author of Too Big to Fail, 1929, Inside the Greatest Crash in Wall Street History and How It Shattered a Nation. Wow. Right, now I've never read this book, but just looking at the cover, do you guys notice something? Right, 1929, obviously that was during the Great Depression, right, the beginning of it, when everything literally collapsed. Event X is on the horizon here. But if you look at it, guys, that's neat, right? That was the markets just dying. But yes, too big to fail, right? That's what everyone believes until it truly becomes a black swan event. So Jim Kramer is a contraindicator, right? We can't just change our tune here. So if he's saying 1929 here, right? The opposite of that would be the golden age, right? Because he's talking about the Great Depression here. But the opposite of a Great Depression is the Golden Era. So is that what's coming, or is he going to be correct this time? Because there's that 10% chance that he's in the right, but 90% times, 9 out of 10 times he's in the wrong. Okay, so what are we thinking here? Right, a lot of people in the comments are stating that 1929 is canceled. Right. Again, that makes perfect sense to me because of the fact that I think they're going to pump all these markets to crazy heights before the collapse even begins to lure as many people as possible. Just how people got lured with altcoins leverage trading the other day, and they all got wiped in a single day. Right? That's probably going to happen to every market and every economy before the actual collapse occurs. So maybe there is a delay for this happening, unless he's right, that 10% chance strikes right now, right? But it's very fascinating why he's tweeting about 1929 here. But this is what scares me, right? This scares me because we have been warning of this, right? It's gold, silver, and XRP. Remember, breaking, gold futures cross above $4,200 per ounce for the first time in history. Gold is now up nearly plus 60% in 2025 alone. One day we will wonder why gold was so cheap, own assets, or get left behind. Or more so, precious metals. Yeah, guys, this is gold. It's literally, it's going parabolic. This exact move was supposed to be happening with cryptos, but it's not. It's happening with gold, right? Like, this is just strange, isn't it? Like, look at this, guys. Let me show you guys something. So gold was consolidating for decades, right? Look at this consolidation. But all of a sudden, starting like, let's see here, February of 2024, okay, so about a year and a half ago, it just started to rise parabolically, right? Why is that the case? Gold is like it's like a flare to the whole system, right? It front runs news. Now I understand why it's rising so heavily, right? There has to be a reason for this. It doesn't just do it magically, right? So the leaders from Gold Telegraph, the leaders of the biggest bank in America, Jamie Dimon, says gold could easily go to 5K, 10K in environments like this. Wow. Jamie Dimon. Okay. Guys, these people are what you call puppets. And that's why gold is rising, is because due to these central banks. They're now giving price predictions of gold hitting 5 to 10K. I stated 30K. Okay? Now, they're not lying here because global central banks now own the most gold this century. Okay, so ask yourself why. Right? Why is that the case? From 2000 to 2025, look how it was flat, right? It tried to break out so many times, but just previously, these past couple years, it started to break out. And this thing's probably going to keep going, traveling higher. It's because of the damn collapse. That's why. Remember what we talked about Jim Kramer here, right? I'm going to expose Jim Kramer to 100% right here. You ready? And I've stated this for the longest. Jim Kramer is a contraindicator, correct? Yes, he's the fool. But here's how I know he's going to trick everyone. Not me, not you and me though, but everyone else he will. Reason being is because every time from this point on to the collapse, he's going to be wrong, right, wrong, right. Right? His track record is going to be basically super wrong, right? Or in the wrong traits. But right before the collapse, I've always mentioned the theory goes as Jim Kramer will say the collapse will appear very shortly now. It will happen, but nobody will listen, right? Nobody listens, and then the collapse appears, right? So that's what I think like these elites are doing to Jim Kramer. Gave him the role to condition the population, right? Mainstream news about getting every call wrong, and right before the collapse, when he says it will collapse, nobody would pay attention because he's gotten every call wrong previously. So why now? Exactly. We just exposed Jim Kramer. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Okay. So gold, central banks are owning because they're gonna manipulate this asset to go to heights never thought possible. It's not only gold though, because spot silver over $53. What's going on with silver now? Right? 53, folks. I told you it broke out. Oh wow, is it not even gonna cool down? It may not even cool down, guys, right? Because when gold did, look at this. When gold broke out, it was right here. It never cooled off. It never did. Right? When it first broke out, it did kind of cool off right there, and it started to rise crazy. Right? For silver, it's more volatile, so we may not even see it, but I do believe it should cool down because it's just going crazy. But again, this is the craziest warning, and this is a precursor to the collapse, and then the Phoenix will rise. Do you guys understand what's happening here? $100 silver, analysts say the metal could double from record highs. Guys, puppets of the financial system are stating that these precious metals are about to balloon to astronomical heights because the economy is about to die. Do you understand now? Right? The time of XRP flipping the switch, becoming king is ever so near. These are the signals that nobody would care to pay attention to. Dear silver shorts, are you panicking yet? Historic physical squeeze as silver lease rates explode. Right? So everyone is basically in a hurry right now to buy as much as silver and gold as possible. Okay? Plus, so much liquidity has been formed on silver. Right? You've seen what happened to gold when so much liquidity was formed. Okay? Here's all the liquidity. Let me show you guys clearly. Liquidity. So much liquidity was formed right there. As soon as it broke out, it never stopped. Right? Because liquidity gives you more fuel to go higher or lower depending on the direction. The same thing with silver has happened, but even crazier because this thing has consolidated under these highs for 40 years, 45 years. So how much liquidity is up here? It may not even cool off. I'm not kidding. It's a warning of something. A black swan is coming, probably in the month of November. Peter Schiff says gold is about to break above $4,150 and silver is about to break above $53. Get ready for a silver short squeeze for the ages, but the main event will be the global rug pull on the NAC's dollar and the treasury market. This is a coming Cat 5 financial hurricane hiding in plain sight. Right? It's what you call or what I call Event X, an unknown event that nobody has experienced, but we're about to all witness it when the time is when the time is correct, and we're at about near that time, right? So what drives gold, and why should investors own it, right? That's the main question. And why is gold and silver going parabolic? Because it's the warning to the economy. It's what billionaires are converting their wealth into, because it's a safety hedge, right? During the collapse, do you think that these billionaires will buy altcoins? No, they're going to go into gold because it has a track record of surviving throughout literally centuries. What drives gold, and why should investors own it? Gold's rapid ascent to new record highs calls in question future returns. But when it comes to owning gold, investors should ask whether gold can outperform bonds or equities or both, and it has, right? By the way, this would never happen, right? When it does happen, it's very rare for these price movements of gold and silver and these precious metals. The reason why this is happening is because somebody's panicking to get as much as gold, silver as possible. Okay, someone out there is panicking. It's the central banks that are. What's driving gold's bull run? Figure 1, Fed cut cycles are a key tailwind for gold. Okay. Oh, not to mention, the Fed is cutting rates here. Can I find a tweet? Federal Reserve governor says 2 more interest rate cuts this year is realistic. People mention rate cuts are bullish. It's actually bearish. Maybe very short term, immediate short term bullish, but medium to medium term I will consider it's bearish. Long term bullish. Okay? Just because the reason why they're cutting in the first place is because something has broken. They're behind the curve. They want to protect the economy, right? But they're behind, which is why they're going to keep cutting. Okay, which tells us a recession is probably on the horizon, if not the collapse. Right? They talk about sticky inflation, uncertainty, right? USD diversification, uncertainty. Most definitely, gold is a safety hedge. USD's diversification is not good to put all your eggs in one basket, so they could diversify into gold, right, as well as USD. And then inflation. So, yeah, I mean, it is clear as day, guys, that something is lurking, and nobody's paying attention to it. Is all I have to say. But the charts are warning that it's about to pop out, probably in the month of November. Not financial advice, I'll prepare. I'm not talking about the collapse. I'm talking about a black swan. Okay? But then the collapse is near too, so don't forget. But anyways, guys, so if it's amazing, see ya.